Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is an impromptu video which I didn't plan on making, would you believe? Well, apparently there was some sort of Q&A session last night, and I thought about it. I thought most of the answers are shit, right? Chris put out questions. Nobody wants to talk to him. He's bored, but he puts these questions out. So I thought we'd go through them together just to have a little look and have a little mocking session at the little fellow, right? So I'm going to go through these in no particular order because, you know, it's going to take ages to sort through them, right? There's loads. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. He asked people to ask him questions. So somebody asked, what's your favourite part of Vlogmas? Love you guys. Hashtag ChaiFam for life. I often wonder about people who have said in the past ChaiFam for life or iFam for life. And did they stick by that at all? You know, when like now people don't follow the Inghams like they used to. Is it? Did they used to say iFam for life, didn't they, as well, I'm sure. Anyway, Chris replies, ChaiFam, yeah, ChaiFam, yeah, woohoo, ChaiFam. Favourite part? December 1st, and the girls and Jace's reaction to everything that's happening. Absolutely, Chris. Their reaction to everything, because everything to you is a reaction. Everything and every reaction is a chance to capture the perfect reaction on camera for vlog content purposes, isn't it? It's unbelievable how your mind works. It really and truly is. What is your favourite food at Christmas? And this one cracked me up. I'm sorry, Chris, but Chris replied, I'm a massive foodie, so I would have to say pretty much everything. Now, Chris, you're a massive foodie. Foodies are people who, you know, they love their food, not people who gorge on food, right? It's not a Sarah situation here. It is somebody who savours their food, they love their food, they can appreciate their food, they eat different foods from around the world, you know, and things like that. When you went to Italy, apart from eating pizzas and maybe the odd bolognese, what did you have that was inherently Italian? Or the same, when you went to Spain, what did you have that was Spanish? I think you had potatoes, didn't you, at that rest stop, you know, the cafe place. Yeah, that you broke down that time. Yeah, I think you had potatoes. That was good. You know, same again when you went to France or Portugal even. You know, what exactly did you have to savour of those particular foods whilst you were in those particular countries? I would hazard a guess that it wasn't many different foods, was it, Chris? Come on, be honest now. You're not much of a foodie, are you? Can call you many other things, but a foodie isn't necessarily one of them. Will Isla get her first time new iPhone? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this was written by a 10-year-old or someone with severe learning difficulties, right? Because I read it about 16 times and still could not get a coherent question out of it, right? Will Isla get her first time new iPhone? So I think asking if she's gonna get a new iPhone 15, is it? Well, Chris has put eye emojis, which means probably or could be or maybe, who knows. Anyway, apparently Isla is heading for a new iPhone. So Isla, hope you're not watching, right? Apart from the fact you're way too young to be watching hate online, right? Somebody else says, just going to watch a lot of Vlogmas and Christmas movies. Happy Thanks... Excuse me, hang on. Okay, right. I've got to say something about this, but what the hell? What in God's name is a Vlogmas movie? Gonna watch a lot of Vlogmas. Do they mean Vlogmas and Christmas movies? Not, anyway, I might have got that mixed up. I'm sorry if I have. Anyway, just gonna watch a lot of Vlogmas and Christmas movies. Happy Thanksgiving from Knoxville, Tennessee. Happy Thanksgiving, says Chris. Some of our dearest friends are also from good old Tennessee. Is that right? Who? Who? Is it some of your old vlogging buddies from back in the day when you used to be famous for the right reasons? It's a little bit curious to me, Chris. He then says, I just can't get over him saying this, Jay, a brother from another mother G. Jay, brother from another mother G. I'm sorry, but what the fuck? What exactly does Chris think he is? Exactly. Bloody hell. The next one was eat, drink, and be merry. And Chris says, hell yeah, with champagne glasses. Right, but my issue with this particular one was that he chose something about being merry whilst having a photo of his newborn baby there. I just think it was a bit inappropriate, if I'm being honest. How many countries does it include? This is the Vlogmas period of time. How many countries does it include them going to? And Chris has again put eye emojis, and that means, yeah, he's suggesting that they're going to many countries during the Vlogmas period. You do realise Vlogmas is only, leading up to Christmas, it's like 24 days, right? Do you still see Sarah's dad? Of course, we spent last weekend with him and his partner over drinks and good food in Leeds. Oh yes. Why didn't he visit you at your house? Really? Why? He lives in Durham, right? Why did he visit Leeds? Oh, maybe for Katrina. Okay, yeah, kind of makes sense. But wouldn't you put him up if he's traveling from, you've got about 1 million bedrooms in your house. Katrina has a dingy little house, right? And you have all this space, and you didn't put him up. Why not? I was just going to mention, though, because those that don't know, is that Sarah's dad, unless things have changed since then, but Sarah's dad is, his partner is, I still can't believe Sarah said this. It was ages ago, and Sarah said that his partner's grandchildren were IFAM. Yeah, they were. So by kind of not quite related, but in the family, they're not called anything like grandchildren or anything like that. They were called IFAM. That was unbelievable. I mean, I don't know, it might be a different partner at this stage. It is a Dixon, so we could have had many partners. Can't wait to see the Christmas intro. And Chris says, me too. Yeah, but Chris, you haven't seen it yet? I mean, in the vlog yesterday, Sarah was saying that you've seen you've seen it and you've sent it back for proofing and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that you've seen it, or have you not already seen it? Have you not seen it yet? I mean, Vlogmas is just coming up, so. Will you be posting a Christmas Day video? Of course, always, he said. Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, come on. That's what they built their channel on, exploiting their kids on Christmas Day. You've got to make your kids work for their Christmas, these days. Kids these days are very entitled, but so you've got to make them work a little bit, don't you? And someone said, work, and more work. And then Chris, not to miss an opportunity to sell his crap, he says, you need this. And he's put a link, no work December, let's go. The problem is with that, Chris, that even if they get that, they still have to work at whatever it is that you're telling them to do. Unless you're saying that they click the link, buy the thing, and then don't have to work at all. You know, that's unrealistic and mis-selling the product, I believe. And this one says, can I have my blender back? And there's the picture of the blender, and this is supposed to be, I assume it's true, but supposed to be the person who they borrowed the blender off a few days ago, right? And apparently they still have it. That's right. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, Chris, but you borrow something off a neighbour, right? They've very kindly given you it to borrow. It's not to keep. You know, they're not iFam that think, oh, I gotta give them a gift. You know, they've given me so much in the way of their incredible presence around me, so I gotta give them a gift of appreciation, and they can have my blender. No, they want the blender back, obviously. Chris says, my bad, G. I'll come round tomorrow with it. Laughing face emoji and a gang sign emoji. I find that quite disrespectful. You know, this guy, as I said, they have very kindly allowed you to use the blender, right? To borrow the blender. And then, not only have they had to message you on Instagram to ask for the blender back, but upon hearing about it, not only do you not say, yeah, it's okay, or just pop round right this very minute and give it back to you, because, you know, they are neighbours after all, just round the corner or just down the road, just 2 minutes, give it back to them. No, you say, my bad, G, I'll come round tomorrow with it. What if they wanted it now? What if they needed it? You know, you're I mean, personally, I'm in two minds if that is actually real or not, if that's an actual person, or is that just Chris just messing about? I don't know, but you know, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, Chris, it is ridiculous. One that involves us. See, at first I read that as one that involves the US. I thought that was a bit risky, but no, one that involves us. And it says, it literally wouldn't be the same without you. Let's do Leeds together. Oh, it looks like he's got a friend. He's got a friend. The problem with this one, Chris, is that there's no context to it. You can't put this on as a reply, because you've got people reading it and thinking, what the fuck? Who is that? What is that? Who are you talking to? What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything to anybody else except for the person who asked the question. And that's not the purpose of these stories, is it? Yeah, it didn't really have any context there at all. Again, got so many gigs planned for December. My bank account hates me. And Chris, laughing face emojis. You also need this. And a link, and he's put unlimited gig funds. Oh, you are so funny, Christopher. The problem again there is that just by clicking that and buying it does not mean anything at all. It just means that they're going to buy stuff and line your pocket, because they will then have to work for it. It just doesn't magically appear unlimited funds at all. Do you understand? At all. Are yous going on an abroad holiday again soon? P.S. I love yous so much. I want to say this, right? From the bottom of my heart, please, please, please stop saying yous, right? Yous. Really, really irritating. And I'll tell you for why, right? Firstly, it's just irritating, right? I get it's a colloquialism. Colloquial. Yeah, for fuck's sake. That, right? You know what I mean. Right. It generally, it's like Scottish people and Irish people say it, I think, right, from what I can gather. But you don't write it down. You don't when you write what you say, you don't write it as you say it. Okay? That's my point, right? You don't stop writing it down. If you want to say it and speak like that, that's fine. I don't mind. But to to write it, it doesn't know. It's just annoying. I'm sorry. But anyway, Chris replied to that with simple eye emojis. So he's going abroad again very soon, apparently. Is there anything you absolutely won't film? And Chris, it's giving me nightmares now. It's giving me nightmares. Right now, I'm in the bath, and no one wants to see that when they're relaxing with their cup of an evening. Unless you join my OnlyFans, link below, Black Friday discount for new members. Yeah, Chris, I didn't need to know that. I'm sorry. He does go on to say, lol, I don't have OnlyFans, just before any rumours start. You know what? At some point, though, Chris, that's going to be your only option left. That is going to be it. You and Sarah, couples stuff, it could be a winner. Could be quite a few takers for that one. You should come to Scotland again and go to Glasgow Christmas markets. And then he puts, we may well do, with eye emojis, meaning that there's a possibility that they're not only are they going abroad very soon, but they may well be going to Glasgow Christmas markets as well, which could be a bit, it feels like you might not have enough time to do everything that you're claiming here. When will Isla get her own TikTok account? Isla would love an account. She sees her sisters doing everything she wishes she could, but she's not old enough just yet. I know, it's a pain, that child safety crap, isn't it, Chris? Always getting in your way of the fun and games. Did you tell Isla that it's just TikTok being nasty and people reporting accounts, and it's just nasty people that prevent Isla's and Ingham's having fun? Is that what you told her? Or did you say, Isla, it is for your own safety. We've got to... You can't have an account until you're at least maybe 15 or 16 or something like that. Just when maybe if you know a bit more about the world. Is that what Chris means here is a public account. Isla does in fact have a private account, which is, she's still too young for that, right? Okay. But the point here is that Chris is just pointing out that she doesn't have an account because she can't have a public account, because to him having a private account is pointless and a waste of time. Winter Wonderland in London. We are in London soon, and this is definitely a potential. So not only are they going to go to abroad, they're going to go to Glasgow Winter Market and Winter Wonderland in London. So that's quite, Glasgow and London, quite a distance. You're going to be travelling all over the country at this rate. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Chris, because wow, he must have been absolutely bored yesterday, mustn't he? But Chris, I've got to say that I don't know. I mean, were you keeping an eye on your children while you were doing this, or were you just lounging in the bath? Were you setting up your own OnlyFans account? Is that what you were doing whilst your 14-year-old daughter was asking complete strangers questions on the internet, or trying to get questions off strangers off the internet? Do you understand what? Like, we were talking a second ago about Isla and her TikTok and not being allowed a public account, right? And this is Esme. She is old enough for a public account, but she shouldn't be, right? She shouldn't be. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right, she asks a question. She goes on Instagram stories and she says, ask me anything. So she's trying to get complete strangers to message her. For what reason? I have absolutely no idea. Do you have any idea, Chris? Why your 14-year-old wants complete strangers to message her on Instagram? Any clue? Do you even care? No, you don't. I'm just going to point out a couple of things which she answered, which was kind of worrying or funny, whichever way you look, depending on which way you look at things. I'm not going to go over all of them because there was loads, and I didn't really want to, be seen to having a go at a 14-year-old, because that's not what I'm about. But there were one or two things that I couldn't let go, I'm afraid. Somebody said, do you like being an older sister? When are you on your travels next? I love it and can't say. See, I picked this one out because it shows how indoctrinated they are. Esme can in fact say when and where they're going if she wants to say. She has an autonomous thing going on, yeah, right? She's an autonomous human being. She is allowed to say, if she's asked a question, where are you going on your travels, she can say if she wants to, right? But she has led her entire life being told that she can't say. Don't say, because it needs to be a surprise reveal for the vlog. That is why. And it's nothing, absolutely nothing to do with safety of them. It's not their safety, because obviously if you let people know where you're going before you go, it is actually a safety issue. But that's not why they don't say. It is purely because they need it for vlog content, for the surprise reveal, and they've grown up with that. But she needs to know that you don't live your entire life as a constant surprise vlog reveal. This one's I'm sorry. I mean, I'm about to have a go at two kids here. Hi, it's Erin. I'm such a big fan. Do you ever think you would start your own YouTube channel ever? And obviously, awkwardly, Esme has had to say already got one. Hun. Right. So yeah, such a big fan of Esme that she didn't know that Esme had a channel. Embarrassing, if I'm being honest with you. This is the level of fan that the Inghams cultivate. What do you mainly want for Christmas? Christmas wish coming to my YouTube soon, guys. Yeah, obviously gonna put a Christmas list on your YouTube because why not? You might get free shit. What's it like growing up? What's it been like growing up in front of an audience? Hope you've had a fab day. Best thing I ever could have asked for. You guys are like my second family. The problem is that your first family are Chris and Sarah, for one thing. Yeah, but I'm not having a go at the child, right? The problem here is that she doesn't know any different, right? She's been on YouTube since she was about 6, right? She's been doing it for more years than she can ever have imagined, right? And she doesn't know any different. But yeah, it's not good if that is your feelings towards YouTube. Now this one is very concerning. Do you respond to DMs? And she's put only on TikTok. So she's openly admitting there that she answers people on TikTok. She talks to people on DMs in TikTok. She should not be talking to anybody privately on TikTok. Nobody right? Nobody. This is why she shouldn't have a public account. She should not be talking to people on TikTok privately. Doesn't matter if she thinks they are her friends or iFam, because iFam could never be somebody that they claim or don't claim to be. You know, it's this is why she's been failed by her parents, because she hasn't been taught internet safety at all, right? And now this one has got a lot of people talking, myself included. What do you want to do when you're older? And she has replied, can't imagine doing anything other than being an influencer. And I have to say that, firstly, yes, it's very sad if that's her only goal in life. But I would also say that Chris and Sarah have clearly failed her if this is her only goal in life. Because firstly, influencers it's not a very stable career choice, right? She is there's only a handful of people who make a career out of being an influencer long term. They have something about them that enables them to do it. Now, it remains to be seen whether she has the sustainability in that sense, but it's really not a good career choice. And if you're limiting that as an option, it's like saying, well, I want to be an actor. Those kids who grew up, I want to be an actor or I want to be a model, but there's only a select few who actually make the grade, and the rest, they're left to do nothing with their lives. And it kind of begs the question as well, what is she doing up in her bedroom when Chris and Sarah think or say that she is up there doing schoolwork, when she has no intention of getting an education to do anything after school? What do you do in your spare time? Piano, hang out with friends, make TikToks and reels for you all, paint, crochet, and spend time with my sisters. Firstly, I keep wanting to mention this because I just know, right? She doesn't have a piano, right? In order to play piano, you need to have a piano. She does not own a piano. What she owns is a keyboard, right? It's completely different to a piano. It's not a piano, right? My problem here is, has Sarah and Chris told her that it's a piano? Because no, it's not. Hanging out with friends, that's debatable in the fact that when does this happen? I know she had a friend over the other day, and that is a few and far between type scenario, but yeah. And then the last one was the one that has got most people talking, I think. Yep, I think we'll end on a good one. Destination you'd most like to visit next. And she says, I'd love, in fact, I'd die to go back to Orlando, Florida, and Disney. Oh my goodness gracious me. Can you imagine Chris reading that whilst he's sat in his bathtub, relaxing with his chai latte, answering his own Q&A, flicking on to Esme's, and she's put that up? It baffles me though as well, because like, does Esme think that they can actually go? I mean, okay, just to clarify one thing, I don't believe that they can't go. I don't believe they will go because of the risk factors. I think Chris and Sarah know that if they try to cross that particular bridge, then they will get inundated with people reporting him going back to Florida, and the likelihood of him being stopped at the border would be huge, right? Even if they eventually allow him in, he doesn't want that embarrassment, right? So I don't think they'll go. But does Esme think that it's a possibility? I mean, in a few years' time, she could just go on her own, you know? She and Isabel could go. Granny Jane could take them. But even Sarah could take them, you know? Just leave Chris behind now. In fact, that would make a brilliant vlog. You know how Chris cries at Disney frequently? Imagine the tears he'd put on if he was the only one left behind from the Florida trip. Yeah, so that was the painstakingly brilliant Q&As that occurred yesterday, and I, for one, I'm shocked at a lot of the Esme answers and the dangers that she's putting herself in, and the Ingham, Sarah and Chris do not give a damn about it because, you know, content and everything. Content is king. But in terms of Chris, yeah, he's losing it. I like his OnlyFans post the most. You know, I think Chris would do well as an OnlyFans pimp or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, that has been just a little catch up on what's been going on. There were so many questions and answers. I thought I can't ignore them all. So if you've appreciated this video, please give it a massive thumbs up, comment all your thoughts about this down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Until next time, take care of yourselves and bye bye.